Here are 6 signs that your financial advisor might not be operating with your best interests in mind. Number 1, they always want your money in the market, never cash or never money market. If you are concerned about the market crashing, we're going into an election year, or there's a lot of banking cracks in the foundation, you're concerned about the stock market, you're concerned about war with Ukraine or Russia, whatever the case may be, if you've expressed these concerns and they're trying to discourage you from putting your money in cash or money market and playing defense for a while, the reason why they do that is because when your money is invested in cash or a money market, it doesn't justify a fee. And so that's why they're constantly telling you, keep it in the market, keep it in the market, because they don't want that fee revenue to stop. They don't want you to play defense for a year and they not get paid on it. You know, 3 out of 4 years, you got to play offense. But 1 out of 4, according to how many bear markets we have one every 4 years, it probably is smart to move your money to cash or to money markets, especially if interest rates are high and the money markets are paying fairly decently like they are now. So if your advisor is not wanting to ever move your money into cash or money market, that's the first bad sign. Before we move on, if you're liking this content, please like and subscribe. It helps us out big time and it allows us to get more content like this to good folks like you. Number 2, they don't listen to your desires or your wishes. If you are stating, hey, I don't like seeing us losing 5% last month. I don't want to be all in mutual funds. I don't want to be in the NASDAQ. If you are stating your desires and your concerns and your advisor saying, yeah, you know, they give you lip service, but they end up not listening or following through, that's the second sign that your advisor doesn't really have your best interest in mind. Again, this is your money. They are hired to grow it, but if they're not going to listen to your goals, dreams, desires, concerns, and objectives in retirement, they may not be the right fit. I love this one. This is number 3. They spin losses in your portfolio as a positive. You want to talk about the ultimate salesman, right? The snake oil salesman. Well, if you've ever heard these from your advisor, it may be time to move on. Let me ask you if you've heard this. Now that the market's down, you probably should buy more. Dollar cost average. You'll get a better rate of return if you just buy more. Or, you know what, Mr. and Mrs. Client, I know you've lost $400,000 in your portfolio, but it's only a paper loss. They never seem to say that it's only a paper gain when the market goes up. Or they'll say, actually, it's really good that the market's down and you've lost 400 grand because now we can actually save on taxes, right? Tax loss harvesting. So you can actually have some tax deductions now that you've lost 400 grand. It's ridiculous, but they try to spin you losing money as a positive. Then they slip you their $20,000 per year fee and they say that'll be $20,000 this year. Which leads me to number 4. They still charge fees even when your portfolio goes down. Listen, I believe a worker is worthy of their wages. If they are providing results, absolutely, they should be charging a fee. However, if they're charging fees when the account value is negative, you need to find a different advisor because that is not acceptable. What did they earn? How did they perform a service that's worth 20, 30, 40 grand? I mean, I don't know about you, but losing money is not something that you pay somebody for. Number 5, if your advisor has never disclosed account fees and expense ratios, you need to find another advisor because this advisor may not have your best interest in mind. Now, account fees and expense ratios are different than to the advisor fee. Most advisor fees are going to be anywhere between 0.5% to 1%. Sometimes I see people paying 1.25, sometimes even 1.5%. That's insane. If you've got $1 million, that's $15,000 per year. You do that over 30 years, that's almost $500,000 in fees. But here's the kicker. The account fees and expense ratios are over and above the advisor fee. Now, according to Forbes, the cumulative fee, including advisor fees, which is typically 0.5% to 1%, and expense ratios and account fees, those are going to be another between 0.5% to 1%. You're looking at about 2%. Now, mutual funds have a lot of fees typically. Exchange traded funds, ETFs, they don't usually have a ton of fees. So if you are in mutual funds in any capacity, if you have any mutual funds in your portfolio and your advisor has not told you how much the account fee or the expense ratio is for that mutual fund, he is being deceptive in a way, because he actually makes a commission or a kickback off of those account fees and expense ratios. So he'll make the advisor fee plus a commission on the expense ratio and account fee. They're making a killing. And if your advisor has not even disclosed how much his advisor fee is, that is not acceptable. You need to know how much you're paying him. I can't tell you how many times we've had clients come into our office, we do a fee analysis, and people are flabbergasted, shocked at how much they're paying in fees. They're like, maybe 1.5% total, and it ends up being like 3 or 4. Make sure, if your advisor has not talked to you about this, you may want to find someone else. Finally, this is probably the most important. If your financial advisor does not do tax planning in his office, I'm not talking about farming it out to somebody or giving a referral. If he doesn't do tax planning himself, or his team doesn't do tax planning, and they don't do estate planning in-house, you have an advisor that is only focused on growing your money, which is good, but it's incomplete. Taxes and estate planning are just as big a problems as growing your money. And if you don't think so, wait until you get an inheritance, because you'll realize, holy crud, this is a big mess. I owe a ton in fees. I've got to go through probate. It's a big pain in the neck. It takes sometimes years at a time. It's very expensive. You need to have tax planning and estate planning as part of the overall puzzle for retirement. So if your advisor is not doing tax planning or estate planning in-house, you need to look for someone else. Now, I am pleased to say that here at our firm, not only do the wealth management side, but we lead with safety. We not only do the income plan, where you can't outlive your money no matter how long you live, and your income increases for life, guaranteed. We do the tax planning in-house. We do the estate planning in-house. We do Social Security optimization. We do Medicare as well. So it's basically retirement in a box. And if you'd like a second opinion to see if this might be a good fit for you, I want to encourage you to click on the link below and schedule a meeting with one of our team members and see if a 15-minute phone call, if this makes sense. If not, no big deal. You didn't waste too much of your time. But something as important as your hard-earned money, you don't get a second do-over. And so you want to make sure that you're making better, more informed decisions for your future. And if your advisor, if any of these are applicable to you, it may be time to find somebody who's an expert. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Have a great rest of your day.